for joining. Okay, thanks for everybody who joined in. It's been a while since I did a training, but I didn't want to go without sharing what my experience was for Summit, right? So Summit works like this when normally it's just directors and then they have like an afternoon where like the SEDs get together. And this time they invited us out for a whole day early, SEDs. So it was nice. We got an extra day out in Cancun. Um, but then we got seriously down to business. You know what I mean? They gave me. Hang on, I'll show you something. They gave everybody their special secret envelope with your name on it, and it's like little sign that says "Do not open." All right, so it's like, oh my god. So of course, everybody just wants to open it, but we didn't open it yet, right? Then we just start talking, right? And we start going through. And one of the things that they started talking about is the business. How did the business do? And you've heard this probably from a few people. And they said that January was absolutely one of the best Januaries we've had in a while. Now, I don't think it's the best month since sliced bread. Okay. I think it was an okay month. I think that there's been good. The real key takeaway in January was people took serious recruiting MPs again. So something funny happened in the business, and they shared us charts in the business that I have the charts, and I'm not comfortable sharing all of the charts they gave me. So I'm not sure I want to share this one, but basically it showed that up until like Monet business was going along, people were recruiting market partners, and you need a steady stream of market partners at the end of the day. And then suddenly, like in July, maybe it was July or August, the amount of people recruiting market partners dropped, and new market partners went way, 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 way down. Like it just became like less, like a third of what it was normally. And you're just and they're like paranoid about it. They're like, what's going on? And they thought it was, do you think you need Vegas needing VIPs had anything to do with it? Do you think the Vegas needing VIPs had anything to do with it? So the thing they started thinking about was the affiliate program, right? Um, I don't think Vegas needing VIPs because there wasn't that many VIPs required for Vegas, right? At the end of the day, so I don't think that was a game changer for that. But their view and their worry was that it was the affiliate program causing people to maybe not feeling the need to sign up any market partners. So a new MP joins, and then the person who joins doesn't really feel the need to start their business. You know what I mean? And that's I think what they started fearing, and they were worried about it. And so they put an incentive plan together, and that they were always a little iffy about affiliate, and they're like, we got to figure affiliate out, we got to figure it out, we got to figure it out, because it's not about it's about signing somebody up to join the program with the who's not ready to build right now, but to to change your life, you should be building eventually to really change your life. I think it's really possible in this business to make um, money with PV, with customer orders. You really can make money over time. It takes, like anything else, it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of customers, it takes a lot of loving on the customers, and it's going to happen. But that's one way to continue to grow your business and show people that it can work. So that was one of the things that they talked about. So they started talking about this image I'll share. Let me try to share my screen. Okay, share my screen. And they started talking about this Orbed conversation. And I shared that a little bit. But somewhere in the mix, it's like, are you above the line? Are you below the line? Are you working with a team, pulling together, going in the same direction, working hard? Or is this kind of where you're at in your business? A little bit extreme, but the reality is they defined it a little bit better with words, I thought. And so if you can see this, it's really Orbed, ownership, accountability, and responsibility. That is part of the business opportunity, but below that is blame, execution, and deny. So I'm sitting there talking with market partners, and one of the conversations that comes up is, man, I can't make money in this business. Monate, you can't make money in Monate. Period, in a sentence. You can't make money in Monate. And well, we can't make money like we used to make. Then they clarified. So I sat down with them and I started talking to them about what is it you're really talking about? And they start talking about flash sales. Now, Monate has done an enormous amount of flash sales the last 12 months. It's unusual. The problem with flash sales comes down to this at the end of the day. Flash sales, we make money based on CV. It's not PV, it's CV. Okay. And sometimes the flash sales set up to where the CV is very low. Sometimes it's zero. Okay. And so the question, the SED conversation came like this. It's like, what do we do with flash sales? How do you deal with flash sales? And some SEDs said, well, the first thing I do is I put a strategy together. I don't blast the flash sale out to anybody. I sit down, I look at the entire FAQ, I try to figure out, is there an approach to this flash sale that I can think about bundling an experience for my people? How will they use this flash sale? And they try to put together an approach that adds products and upsells. And so what ends up happening with a flash sale is typically we get more flash sales become an attraction for market partners and VIPs. You sign up people, but you might make less money on the sale unless you upsell. And this has been the entire strategy. So the question is, what do you upsell? And one of the simple plans are, I'm going to upsell oil every single time. Every single order, I'm going to upsell an oil. That I want them to use the oil if they want to get serious about the growth in their hair, the repair in their hair, they're going to need the oil. Okay. And so typically in a flash sale, let me see if, am I still sharing the screen, guys? Let me know if you can see my screen.
No.
Okay.
No screen.
1 second. Okay. Let me try this then. I don't know what my computer's doing, man. It's really annoying me a bit, to be honest with you. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so they were doing an analysis of regular sales versus flash sales, right? So the average dollars per order versus flash sale, right, without tax. So what happens is with a flash sale, the CV is about 8% less, so that's how they can pay for the flash sale. The average PV is greater, but for the people that are doing these sales and they're upselling, they're making another 14% on their orders. So the end game becomes you actually start to make more money with the flash sales, provided you're working on a flash sale, upselling all the time when you're doing it. And one of the strategies for one of the key one of the SEDs was absolutely think through your sales strategy before you approach anything. Share with your team. So I'm trying to put together that plan when I see a flash sale. What is the upsell strategy? What is the game plan? And I'm trying to, so this is my goal anyways, walking out of there is I want to do more when a flash sale comes out. I want to put together, I want to make sure the FAQ is there. I'm going to read the FAQ. I'm going to try to ask myself, what is it about this sale? How would I pick things that are optional in this for targeting somebody? So if they have a flash sale with 15 different choices, can you just pick a couple and then try to upsell an oil on top of it? You know what I mean? And then put that strategy together, then use that as a unifying strategy to send out. So it's one of the things that it's my goal to try to do that every flash sale. And I'm going to try to share that in the flash sale post that I do when it comes out in Rockstars. One of the interesting things that we talked about, and this was the eye opener, and you mentioned Reels right away, Kelly, and I know there was a Reels challenge and all this stuff going on, and first off, I want to ask, who all was in the Reels challenge on here? Anybody else? Amy, I think was. Monty Lee might have been.
Yep, I would.
Okay, and here's the reality. How many followers did you grow? Do you know the stats?
Following.
No idea. That's not good, Monty Lee.
I would say probably 25.
25.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing that I was thinking about with the Reels challenge, and I wasn't in the chat, so I didn't want to throw any negativity into the discussion. Lots of people were excited, and I don't want to ever say, but wait. What I wanted to say to everybody is, look at your stats.
Okay.
Because if you're doing a Reels challenge, I think the purpose of the Reels challenge is to grow followers. That's what I think it's for.
Or engagement. So I will say that I definitely improved my engagement highly.
That's awesome.
Actually. So having more conversations.
That's even better then. So the question about it is, so there were SEDs in the summit, and we were going around the table just talking, and one of the things they said was, this business is very different than it used to be. They were Insta people. These girls were, I shake my hair and people buy my shampoo. Okay. That's basically, and they said Instagram doesn't work that way anymore. People are not buying my shampoo just by me showing up on Reels and connecting that way. The only way that it works is through the engagement and dialogues that you end up having with people. So Instagram has gotten back to exactly what I've always said it was, a lead generation. You need to find people to share this business with. That's what the purpose of Reels are. That's what the purpose of stories are. That's what the purpose is when you go to the grocery store and you try to talk to somebody in line at the coffee shop or whatever. You are generating leads to share the opportunity with. And unless you do the sharing part, this business isn't what it was. Instagram doesn't work the way it used to for these gals who were like crazy Instagram people. They're like, I have to talk to people or I don't get orders. Okay, which the good news is, and that's kind of where they start to look at, I know, that's kind of where they look at the SEDs sometimes, and they group us together and they go, okay, you 5 SEDs, we're going to sit down and talk together. And that they call us the OGs because we're very different than the other people. The other people are out there shaking their hair, trying to get business. We're out there trying to get a lead, build a relationship, connect, and try to blow up a business that way, right? And it really comes down to, every time I talk about this, and I did a training on it, maybe one of the last trainings I did was, do you know, well, I go back to the conversation I had with the people who said, I can't make any money in this business anymore. And I said, your volume is 50% of what it was a year ago, right? They're like, yeah. I said, if you make 50% volume, less volume, you are going to get paid less money. That's just the laws of physics. You've got less GV, less PV. You are going to make less money, guaranteed. And I started asking the question. I said, so what is different about when you started the business versus now? Is that really, and they said maybe CV, so flash sales, sure, right? But the reality is it came down to, they are not showing up and sharing. They're not reaching out. They're not working like they did when they first joined. They talked to every single person that they met. 100 people. Boom, 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 nonstop. And so the challenge I put on the table for anybody is to ask yourself, what is your numbers at the end of the day? How many people do you need to talk to get one VIP or one market partner? How successful are you at the conversations? If you talk to 10 people, can you get 50% of them to buy some product? Or 25%, or whatever the number is, right? You need to understand these numbers. And you need to do the math for your business. You want to be an AMM. That means you need to be talking to enough people to get your market partners and your VIPs and that going. And it's a simple numbers game. You want to change this business, it's really all still possible. You just have to work on it. Let me just see what the chat says. Okay. So the thing that floored me the most was that SEDs are going back to really understanding it's about that engagement and connecting and sharing and getting into a dialogue, getting into a consultation. Okay. The thing that I'm walking away with another, sorry? That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So the next thing the next thing we did, this little packet. This little packet was a scorecard of our business, our SED business. It said, how much do you suck compared to the other SEDs? Here's your business in review. The number of people you sponsored, the number of VIPs you enrolled, blocks built, paid as rank per month. How many months were you paid as your rank? So they got all this data for all of us to give us a sense of where we're at. So the question is, when you start to look at your own business, you can look at all of these things. You can ask yourself the question, how am I doing with my paid as rank? How am I doing with my volume? Am I getting the volume that I need? Let's see if there's anything else. They tracked whether I attended phone calls or not. And I think they got it wrong. They said I attended 7 out of 11 SED calls. I call bullshit on that. I know of 2 calls I didn't make because I was on a flight, but I got some notes from somebody else. So it's a little bit weird. Anyways, they're looking at the entire business and giving you, the whole point is, do you know your numbers? Have you ever looked at your numbers? And can you ask yourself, the question about your numbers. And what Todd Duncan will tell you is look at your numbers, make a decision, and put a plan around your numbers. There's an ROI for the investment you put in, right? It's back to when I say that I need 100 new VIPs this year to make the dollars I want to make in this business. That means I've got to talk to 1,000 people. Am I going to talk to 1,000 people in 12 months from now, or I'm going to talk to 1,000 people in 3 months from now? You can make the decision. You can find the path. You can go talk to those people. And that's kind of what he was doing. Now, the coolest thing that happened during this summit was the next day. Did anybody watch the live that I streamed with the product pop-up? Oh my God. The product pop-up. First off, those girls were funny as hell. But that product pop-up went from, you do a wine and wash, and you get people in your home and you do a small Monet meet. And her strategy is gather everybody close around you, have one person there and take these cups and take a piece of their hair and work that, wash it, condition it, dry it, and then come back and see the difference. And everybody will go, wow, wow. And everybody will want to sign up.
Aaron, when I watched that, I'm like, is she serious? Is this real right now? So that's for real what she was saying. Instead of washing a whole head, we're going to do a strand and then have to look up close. I watched it, but I was like, what? Was everybody else kind of like blown away that they did it like that?
We're all blown away that they did it like that, but
Yeah.
that it's so effective because when you're done and the girl goes and dries her hair and comes back out, she will notice the difference of that hair versus the rest of her hair. Everybody will want to touch it. Everybody will be looking at it. Everybody will say, I don't want to tell you this, but the rest of your hair looks like crap. You know what I mean? And it was like, think about it. When we use BB cream, people can see the difference. When you use 30-second miracle, people can see the difference. You know what I mean? It's that instant gratification. And when you wash somebody's hair in the sink and you're very involved in their whole head of hair, they don't get that shock where they see side by side on their own head how crappy their hair was. So they've got those little cups are available, I think, in the back office to earn.
Wow.
But that blew me away. I think everybody needs to do that. And the cool part about it for me was I could see myself fucking doing this. I don't have to have hair to do it. You know what I mean? I'm like, because I know I can wash hair with Monet. I know how to do it right. I know how to emulsify and do all of the stuff. And most women aren't going to let me do that to their hair, but they'll let me do that little bit. And I know that I could do it. So I felt like so connected to it. I was like, holy crap, everybody needs to do that. And if you got to watch that live again, please do so. It was amazing. The next thing that I walked away from with just freaking awe. Let me see if I like the pictures I captured from this one. And I don't know why I don't see the ones.
Monty, you said you loved it. So did I. And what I'm thinking is, I literally just got done washing my daughter's hair in the sink, and it is a job. Her hair's down to her butt, and literally, like, for this whole training, I've been washing hair in the sink, and it literally just took me like 20 minutes. So that little one strander, that's amazing. I love it.
I don't know why it's not showing me.
Yeah, I've booked a couple of get-togethers now where I'm going to add that in because it's such an easy thing to do and you don't even have to be near a sink.
I know, right?
You
And
can
it's
do
like,
it out in the backyard, you can do it in the park, you
That's-
just need to
that's the
have
part.
water
That was the
available. You
part.
can have bottles of water for crying out loud, who cares?
Yeah, that's the part that grabbed me because I don't have an apartment to facilitate people and I've been looking for venues. And then you have to try to figure out the sink thing. And I'm babysitting my grandkids so that I could use their houses, that kind of thing. And what I'd like to do is meet up with you guys somewhere in an airport. Could you imagine just doing it in the airport while we're waiting for the plane? On our way to Vegas?
oh, do that in an airport? That's funny. All
Well,
right,
you can do
so
it anywhere. You can do it anywhere. Yeah.
so this Nick Tassler guy, I don't know if you guys saw him before. Never met the guy in my life. I started listening to Nick Tassler and I was really unimpressed at first, right? But then something connected with me more than I've ever connected with a speaker. And so I'll go through the little bit of the story that Nick talks about, right? So kind of give you a sense of what was going on. He talks about was it Einstein? Yeah, Einstein with the theory of relativity, right? Or Newton. Was Newton gravity? Newton was gravity, right? So we're with Isaac Newton. And Isaac Newton was alive and well during the bubonic plague. Anybody remembers the history talks about a bubonic plague where everybody has to be locked at home, they're dying, it's like terrible, terrible, terrible plague, right? And it's this thing that ruins your the world that you're living in. And so one day Newton was sitting in his backyard like he had been 1,000 times. And Nick's theory is that when something terrible happens or a challenge happens, or let's say Monate is harder to work today than it was yesterday for you, your mind gives you an opportunity to open up to something wonderful. And so Newton's sitting in his backyard and he sees an apple fall to the ground. And he's had an apple tree in his house and he's seen apples drop every single day for his whole life, probably. But he's just in the right mindset to be open to the possibilities, because traumatic change and impact in your life causes your mind not to hide and escape, to be freed a bit. That's what Nick's theory is on this stuff anyways, right? And so always when something bad happens, it enables your opportunity for growth to happen. Your mind is open. And so I'm sitting there and I wasn't buying into his bullshit for a while. And then he starts talking about, he's got this gal stands up and she starts walking towards the stage, and he has her climb the first step of the stairs and asks, do you feel like you're going to fall? Or no, I'm okay. And then gets to the top and it feels like, okay, maybe I could fall. But each step of the way, it just became obvious to me that each step of the way she's making a decision in her life. And I don't remember the lady who was up on, it might have been it's so one of the SEDs who ramped really fast. And it was, she was climbing the stairs, thinking about her business, thinking about how big it is. And for a moment, her first thought is, oh, I got a lot to lose. You look at where I'm at, I got so high, I got a lot to lose. Her second thought, and this is where you can break your mind past it, is I wonder what I can do next. And it occurred to me that this is something that's been going on in my personal head. And in 2022, I 100% ran my business. And I wrote this down because this is how I think of everything that Nick said. I ran my business not to fail. I did not run my business to grow. I'm looking at everything I'm doing. I'm saying, I got to do this training. I got to do this op call because I want to make sure that I don't fail. I didn't say, what should I be doing to try to grow? It would blew me away when all of the things that he piled on led me to that answer. I am trying not to fail in 2022. You're looking at your business. You're trying to keep the people working that are working. You're not really trying to grow like you should be. And so when I had this epiphany, I fell in love with Nick Tassler. I don't know that that's what he was saying exactly, but that's what I walked away with. And it's kind of like this thing that he's trying to say is when that adversity's there and you're climbing the mountain and you got to the top, you can look back and say, oh my gosh, how do I keep from failing? But your second thought could be, how do I succeed and do even more? And it became this thing for me. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there with my little book open and I just start writing things. I should do this. I should do this. I should do this. I should do this. And there's things that I got to be honest, in my business in 2022, I got a little frustrated with my Monate weekly Zoom calls, the meets, right? I go, oh, I don't feel like people are really getting what they need out of it. I don't think they're showing up. And it starts to weigh on you. And, you know, I'm a human being, right? You go, oh, maybe I should just stop doing that for a while. And I started writing things down where I go, I can put it all in my own hands. The thing I want to accomplish, I can put in my own hands, and my feedback loop will be my own success at it. So I don't need somebody else to make me feel like I'm successful. I can do the activity and I'll feel like I'm successful. So I kind of got excited about that and I started writing some things down, and you'll start to see about 4 different things that I'll start to do probably on a weekly basis. I'll show up in Rockstars that way. And so I'm kind of excited about it because I know I want to grow my business. I don't want to just keep from failing. And I want everybody else who wants to grow their business to be able to grow their business. And I want you guys all to think about it like that and see if you can put it in your mind. How do I grow? How do I get past the decision where I'm just worrying about not failing? And what can I do? And see if you can open your mind and write those 3 or 4 things down that are just going to be for you, that you know you're going to make it's going to give you everything you need to do to take that steps towards the growth again. And it's completely in your control, and you know you can do it, and you can give yourself your own wins. You don't need somebody to pat you on the back to say, that's a good job. I'm glad. You don't need somebody to join your Zoom call or not. You know, it's all of these things that you can do and put it back in your hands to steer your own growth. So I was really excited about that. I'm excited to get my stuff going. on all the things that I've got going. And that's kind of my huge takeaway. And I'll tell you this, I was so overjoyed and excited that I was the only person in all of Summit who paid attention when they said Nick Tassler is going to meet us after this event upstairs. And I heard after this event. And so after this event, I went upstairs and nobody was there. Not a freaking person was there. But I saw like a bar, like getting ready. And so I go and I try to find what's going on. I am in the wrong place, whatever, but there's nobody else there. And I get down to the bottom of the stairs. There's Nick Tassler and his wife. And we take the elevator up together. We're talking the whole time. We get outside the bar and we're standing there, and I got Nick Tassler and his wife alone with me for 20 minutes while nobody else showed up. And he shared stories with me and I shared stories with him. We connected on LinkedIn. I don't know if he's going to help me write a book. Maybe I'll write a book about Roxy. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like we've connected in a way that was really meaningful. And for me to walk, I told him what I got out of his talk and why it mattered so much to me. And I think he really appreciated that I heard something inside there that made a real impact to me. So I was more than moved. I was thrilled, excited, and I got my own 20 special minutes with the guy. And then people started coming. I'm like, oh, but it was very rewarding and fun. And it's some of the best things that happened in the summit. The other thing that I just loved about the summit, and I hate doing this, but I love this part. I did the 5K run. And I hate running with a passion. I don't run well. But I dressed up and I had fun with it. And I saw the costumes and I laughed and I saw the music going, and I started to do the walk, and I started walking faster and I ran a little bit, and I really had a great time doing the 5K run for gratitude. We raised over $23,000, and I felt very personally involved in all of that. So I don't know if you guys get the opportunity for something like that again. Try to take advantage of it, even if you're just walking, even if you just show up and enjoy the laughter and the camaraderie. I think it's so worth it. There were 300 people who came to the 5K run and shared in the laughter and the moments and all of the gratitude. But there were a lot more people who didn't as well. And I was just like, I was like, they missed something in the moment of their life that they could have really gotten from this thing. So it was really nice to participate in all of that. Okay, the last thing I wanted to do here, and this is the one I think is, for me, the most important thing I want to do with you guys today. So I want it to be as interactive as possible. And Monate shared with us when I went down to the new office they built. Etched in the marble in the side of the building is the mission statement for Monate. Okay, and in the mission statement, let me talk about a mission statement for 1 second. What's it called? Mission? Let's see. Oh no. Here we go. Okay. So basically they talked about the Monate mission statement. Tony pulled together what she called an effing simple mission statement. I don't know if she did it with her team or did it by herself or whatever. And then Julie Stevens threw together something that looked a lot like a mission statement. A mission statement And I wanted to put together one for Rockstars, right? So I want your guys' help. And it's basically, what does it say? We're challenge creating leader. Basically defining who we are, what do you do, and why you do it. I'm going to share you Tony's. I'm going to share you Monet's real quick. Let me just Google it. Monet global mission statement. Believe it or not, it just pops up when you type that. At Monet, our mission is to help people everywhere enjoy beautiful, healthy, fulfilling lives through our exceptional, naturally based products, a fun and rewarding business opportunity, and a culture of family service and gratitude. Tony had a mission statement that reads this. Our mission is to create a community where everyone can come together to learn and grow and be inspired to live a life by design. We strive to provide unconditional support, positivity, love, and encouragement on each other with an emphasis on integrity, inclusion, culture. We believe everybody should have the opportunity to explore their potential and reach goals. Our table is open for everyone, to everyone. So that's Tony's, and I could try Julie's, but hers is just a bunch of words. And she didn't put it in the sentences, so it's a little bit off. So with that said, I wanted to talk about the 3 things that make up a mission statement and see what you guys want to talk about. Let me just pull it back up one more time. It says, who are you? What do you do and why do you do it? So, who wants to share any thoughts? And I don't have a brilliant recipe, but the only thing I was thinking when I was starting to go through this is I start to look at, and maybe it's wrong or not, but somehow this is kind of this is embedded in my mission statement. It's Roxy's Post-it note. Keeps showing up in my mind in our mission statement. And so I think about, she says, who do I want to be? How do I get there? How do I make the most impact? And how do I want to be remembered? I think that well, I think words are things that help to build a mission statement, right? So I think that the word inspire comes to mind. I think help/helpful. I think we solve our VIPs solve problems. We raise others.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm just reading Roxy's welcome post to Rockstars.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's lots of stuff there. Like really
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Give me a second. I want to see it now. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot about community and what we are to each other.
Her welcome post. Where is that? Guides. It's under guides. I think it's under guides. Welcome to Rockstars. Yep. It's got the green leaves on it and stuff like that. You can sit with us. Oh, wow. You can laugh with us. You can dream with us. You can cry with us. You're safe here. You are welcome here, no matter who you are, what you believe, where you were born, who you love, or how you vote. You are welcome here. We love you as you are, for who you are, but we're not about to let you stay here. We want you to do better every single day. We want you to encourage others to do better every single day. I think he says that's Rachel Hollis.
Hmm.
Let me just look through some more of this here. Well, I think she's trying to say we want to build a community and a team where anybody can sit with us. We want to dream together, laugh together, grow together.
Right, like, because she always made sure that nobody was left behind, right? They
Right.
didn't, we did, if we were feeling a little overwhelmed or, we'd get that, holy cow, Roxy's phoning me,
Right.
And I think down deep, that's exactly what Monate is.
I'm just writing pieces of all of it, right?
Mhm.
I think it's about our mission. Our mission, I'm going to try something here. Our mission is I think somewhere in here is include. I'm going to say everyone. Solve. I want to say raise others, impact people's lives. It's like a Marine. We're not going to leave any man behind.
Aaron, I wrote a couple of things down here. I'll share it for you. It's
Great.
by no means perfect or done or anything, but just some thoughts.
Hang on, I'm trying to find you. You wrote it in there?
Yeah, it just popped up. And actually, I would change some of it already after I posted it. And there needs to be more added to it and reworked, but just kind of some thoughts.
And I've changed the word goal right off to say mission. So we are a group of like-minded people with a mission to impact others' lives through sharing botanical products, building inspirational community, growing and learning together, and then all that other stuff you said.
Growing and learning together. Supporting and raising each other up. I like what you wrote so far, supporting and raising each other up.
Do you want to say like what's there, like something around what's there, and then we do so by supporting and raising or encouraging, or whatever word you want to use?
Supporting, we do so by supporting and raising each other up.
Welcoming others. Welcome, not just others, welcoming something bigger than others, something everybody, inclusive, the inclusivity of it all, but I don't know how to say it.
I'm copying this to something I can.
Inclusivity, it makes me think of growing. So if you say we are a growing community, so that gives the view of, I don't know where to put the growing word, but if you want to think about, just put it in there somewhere. But the idea
have
of
no
growing,
idea.
like we're a growing group. So that because if you say we're a group of like-minded people, it sounds a little bit like, I mean, I'm a visitor to the group, so but I follow here by default. But I saw that Erin was going to talk about stuff, so I popped on. But the growing is the open door. That's what I was trying to say.
That could be at opening the door to others, to all others, to all others. Something like that, opening the door, I like that.
Through together by supporting all others. All right, I don't know if this helps. Let me see if. Okay, I don't love all of this, but I keep trying to throw something in here, and I'm going to share with you. I stole what you wrote. I kind of want that remembered line from Roxy.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about something close to that, maybe a little more wordsmithing? Maybe change the first goal.
To say mission?
Yeah, sorry. That's good. I like that too. Mission.
Well, you just have, we have a goal, So I was just thinking, we're on a we could even just say, we're on a mission of bringing like-minded people together through botanical blah, blah, blah. And so that we can all have the better life and no one's left behind. I love the no one's left behind.
Okay, hold on.
Like near the end, you say with a goal of making an impact through our solutions. So instead of one of the goals, instead of using the word goal, just say growing and learning together by supporting and raising all others, and just take that word, the goal part out, just say making an impact. So just
Yeah,
even
to
take
make
out
an
with the
impact.
goal of, just say to make an impact through our solutions and caring to be remembered, or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Raising all others to make an impact.
Yeah.
Where do I sign up? I heard it's a discount month.
Did you see that?
Love it. Okay, sorry guys, I have to hop off. I've got another call. I have to hop on that I'm hosting, so
Oh, yeah, you got to do that then for sure.
gotta
All
go
right.
do that.
We are on a mission to bring like-minded people together to impact other lives through sharing our products and opportunities, building an inspirational community, growing and learning together by supporting and raising all others to make an impact through our solutions. I don't know if I'm repeating.
Hey,
Yeah.
Aaron. So at the end, so make an impact through our solutions in the way we want to be remembered.
How about in creating a legacy?
So just say to make an impactful legacy.
Done, like that one. I wouldn't change this to say we're on a mission, because that kind of sounds like we're like,
That's a good point. That's a good
Yeah,
point. I
our
just was
mission
trying to
is
get rid of
to-
goal. I was just trying to
Yeah.
get rid of the word
if you
goal.
just if you switch it to, we are a group of like-minded people with a mission to impact others. Instead of the word goal there, because as soon as I wrote that, I thought, no, it needs to be mission, because this is a mission statement.
So we are a group of
Like-minded
like-minded people on a mission together to impact.
Or with the
With the
mission.
mission.
With the
With the
mission.
mission.
Yeah.
It softens it, but yet
Yeah.
it's making the point.
I like that.
Well, do you need to say with a mission? We are a group of like-minded people. 'Cause
No,
isn't
not
this-
necessarily. You're right. You could actually leave it out because this is your mission statement. So you got a good point.
We're a group of
Just say we're a
like-minded
group of
people.
like-minded people coming together to impact others' lives through the sharing of our products and opportunities, building an inspirational community, growing, learning. That almost sounds repetitive. Maybe not. Building an inspirational community, growing and learning together,
Ugh, yeah. sounds a
raising
little
up, raising with by the, yeah, there's something a little rough there. It's a good start.
bit- It is. It's a
Well,
try.
I mean,
man.
but the whole thing is it's impactful even as the bare bones, right? Like even if you just take this and say every day, okay, this is what I'm doing, because that's what you just said, right? What do I do next? I need to make sure that I'm making an impact. And I'm doing that by sharing, and I'm going to build an inspirational, like it really, like it flows. It's just kind of wordy.
Like-minded people with a mission to.
Or just take out growing and learning. building an inspirational community by supporting and raising all others to make an impact.
That's a good point, because yeah, the inspirational building is already the growing. You could say
Oh, shit.
through, what about through? Building an inspirational community through the raising, oh, that's not good grammar, of others.
Fuck, what did I just do? I just wiped it all out.
Hit
Why
No,
which
undo.
one?
do Command Z. Do
Woo.
Control Z.
Undo. I got an undo. Thank God. I control V instead of control seed.
I would say instead of coming together, I'd say joining together. So right there. Oh, I don't know if you can see. I guess you can't see where I'm pointing.
I got a better version. Tell me if this is better. Let me see. I think I like this a little bit better. Oh, wait. Who together impact? Who together impact?
We are a group of like-minded people.
I'll show you. Come
impact
on.
together. Okay.
We're a group of like-minded people who together impact others' lives through sharing our products and opportunities, building an inspirational community by supporting and raising all others to make an impactful legacy. I declare victory. That's
That's
good enough
pretty
for me.
powerful.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
Ours is the best. Take that, Tony.
You guys did a good job coming together,
Yeah.
helping me get this done, man. That's really awesome.
I'll help you write your book, Aaron.
Okay, thank you. All right, I am going to copy this and I am going to put it on some kind of slide and I am going to send it to Monate.
And you win a prize.
I don't think we'll win a prize. I am happy that we did that together though. That was real teamwork doing that, man. That was awesome.
That was good.
Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. We'll talk to you guys all again soon.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks,
Yep, take
Aaron.
care.
Write
Bye-bye.
that book.
Thanks, Aaron.
Get writing.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.